what's going on? It's the Seaman City Chatter podcast. I know you guys have been waiting for this. We've been posting about it. We've shot a couple episodes, but we wanted to get some content out to you guys. First and foremost, just to let you know a little about who we are, a little about what we're going to give to you guys as a community with this podcast, the kind of things that you can expect, which, to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot that should be left up to imagination.
And with you, Rob, it changes. It changes by the millisecond. So we can go from one topic to the other in a snap of a finger, and it's done.
Exactly. The beauty about this is we shot our first episode. We did that last week.
We did, and had
just so everybody knows, here's our cast. I'm Rob LaFleur. What else do you want to know?
You got the flower. He's the flower.
Rob the flower LaFleur.
You guys see me on Facebook. You see my content. You know where I stand. The rest, if you want to know, follow along, watch the podcast. We've got John Opoka.
John.
Business owner in town. John, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've lived here most of my life. I moved here when I was 12. OG, I am, well, a semi-OG. I wasn't born here, but I did get here as quick as I could. Like I said, I'm very involved in the community. I'm very vocal. So all you have to do is ask me, and I'll tell you exactly what I think. I have no filter, which is kind of a problem sometimes, but, at least I have respect. And I speak my mind, and I don't pull punches. I call it like I see it.
Never.
No, I don't.
Nothing but
I don't pick on people. I'm not a bully.
And you're not. You're really not.
I know, but I speak the truth, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it to make you feel good.
And somebody told me one time, they said, there's 3 people in this town that you don't, and I can't remember. Actually, I do remember who it was, and he's going to be on the show, so I'm not going to give it away. But there was a guy that said, there's 3 people in Midlothian that you don't piss off on Facebook or social media. John Opoka, Rob LaFleur, which I don't even know why, because I'm such a nice guy.
I don't know either.
And Lewis Ponder.
Louis. I like Lewis.
Yeah,
Lewis, are you out there? Do you want to come on our show?
We need to have Lewis on here.
a little bit of Louis.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
It's something about annexation.
So we got Rob. He is the king of annexation.
He is annexation.
Oh my God.
United. So.
Rob LaFleur, John Opoka. We've got DV LeBron. You guys all know DV LeBron. You know Ellis County Talker.
Just a quick little disclaimer. The Ellis Talker is a different type of show from the Cement City Chatter. Our shows are distinctive, and this is where I have a little fun.
So they actually have legitimate content. We're just nothing but bullshit.
No, negative.
No, you bring in politicians, right?
I bring in different people who want to run the city and our school boards, and I try to inform our local community on who wants to run their government.
Well, that's very important, because there's a lot of people out there that want to run, but no one knows who they are or what their platform is. So you give them the opportunity to tell people
what
their platform is.
And the thing is that there's nothing worse than going into the voting booth and okay, president, okay, senator, congressman, okay, and then after that, who the heck are they? And these are people who directly affect your lives. And most people just check the box. And you know what? I had to do some ugly things for this country, and I lost a lot of friends. It means a lot to me, and that's why I did my show. So,
awesome. People when they vote, they vote according to what the signs they see going down the road. They actually don't know who it is, but they see this vote for so and so, and they say, okay, well, I've seen that person's name everywhere, so I'm just going to go ahead and check that box.
And so the rest of you out there watching this video, you're looking at the 4th guy on the camera. Obviously, I saved him for last. Yes, it is the Lobo. And if you don't know his first name and last name, then you don't know him.
Welcome, Lobo. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing swell.
So everybody out there, you guys know who Lobo is. You guys have, most of you once or twice have gotten into it with them on Facebook. We all know who Lobo is. He's become a real fixture of this city when it comes to social media and his rhetoric. So, Lobo, tell us a little about yourself. I mean, most people know you're an actor, but why don't you go ahead and tell them?
I pretend for a living.
He is the man, the legend, the actor.
He pretends for a living.
I'm like Jesus. I always come back on the third day after they kill me. It's amazing.
It's amazing. So how did you get involved in Midlothian talk and all this bullshit to begin with?
Well, I moved here a couple years ago, and you kind of don't know anything or what's going on or whatever, and so there's questions that everybody has, which is why I got involved in Midlothian Talk, because if you need anything, it's on Midlothian Talk. And then, of course, because of the way that page tends to be run, you have to find other pages, which luckily we have the cement page now, and you have
Cement City Chatter. That is a shameless plug.
But I guess, I guess in the beginning.
But the thing is I
Yeah.
didn't know anybody really other than, you and a couple other people. And, so it's a way to get involved in the community, find out what's going on and stuff like that. And then, you'll read something and it'll be like, what planet is this guy living on? And you just comment. You don't think anything about it. And the next
That's
thing
a shout out to Bobby D.
The next thing
Bobby!
you're in the middle of this big, internet war and stuff like that. And, and I'm not really an internet guy. I'm not even a computer guy. I mean, I use 10% of my phone.
Right.
I
Right.
still write things down. I'm not that guy. But, so there's guys out there that are professionals that just, getting on there and screwing up people's day and stuff.
Hey,
It's
didn't somebody want to wash your mouth out with soap at one
They
time?
wanted to duct tape me.
Okay,
Wasn't her name
Stacy?
Stacy
Was it
or something like that?
Hey, so when did this happen? When
Did
did
she
this
say
happen?
dial? Was she going to use dial?
And I don't remember her
Dial
last
tastes
name,
bad.
but
The
Stacy, if
problem
you're
is-
watching, we're about to make you famous. Go ahead.
The problem is, before I knew about Midlothian, I found out about Midlothian when I still lived in Dallas from a lady who was from here, the other Stacy that you know.
Yeah.
And she always called it Midlo. And so I just got used to calling it Midlo. And, she grew up here. Her family's from here and everything else. And unfortunately, one day I said Midlo and the world went crazy. And that was roughly, I was told I needed to move out of town. And
Did you get anthrax letters? And
I literally was threatened to be beat up. I was threatened to be duct taped and have my mouth washed out with soap.
I think she just wanted to take you home.
hey, so no,
She wanted to throw you in her trunk and take you home.
that's the funny
you've seen
thing.
My wife.
we are at the Midlothian 9th Street dance or whatever it was, sitting outside of Brandenburger, watching Facebook. I don't know where she was, but she was headed over there to kick our asses.
She was over
All
there
because
she
you
was
said
at the ice
Midlo.
cream or the Young Express across the street, I think.
Okay, so here's my question, John. Again, you're a Midlothian OG. What is the problem with Midlo? Why do we not like Midlo?
Well, here's the deal. It's the whole Frisco mentality. People come in, they want something hip and cool, and they want to feel like they're back in Frisco, wherever in California, wherever they come. So Midlothian just takes too many brain cells to enunciate. So they dumb it down. They call it Midlo.
Well, but how do you explain Stacy doing that when she grew up here?
I don't know that she did because she attacked you for it.
Not that Stacy, the other Stacy.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she wants to be hip and cool, and that's
Well,
the
she's
way.
hippie.
That's the
Stacy, if
thing.
you're out there, could you please comment on this and explain to us why?
Well, it's
Since we're
almost-
not live, once we get live, we'll
they
have
seem to-
callers.
They seem to take it like it's an insult, and I don't understand what's insulting about it.
We could set up a Facebook Live on this.
Well, no, we have a buddy, Brett Kemp. We're all friends of Brett Kemp. Are we not?
Oh, Brett.
Brett has a
nuts.
huge problem with the word Midlo.
Well, that's what started it.
But let me ask you this. Why are companies, like we just had a new ice cream shop come in town. What's it called?
Scoops.
Midlo's.
Midlo
DB, what you
Scoops.
say? Midlo Scoops?
Midlo Scoops.
They have the Midlo Market.
There's a Midlo contracting. I'm giving free advertising.
There's
right
the
now.
Midlo Mutt Hut. Isn't it Midlo Mutt Hut or is it
Something
Midlo
like that.
Something like that.
Grooming? It's a grooming service.
So if all these times
Okay,
we're
no
saying
more bud for
Midlo,
you.
is
No,
somebody
well,
gonna
that's
lose
the
it?
3 shots that I had prior to the show to loosen myself up.
Oh,
The problem is, here's the problem. It's really not a problem. You've got people that have lived here all their life, I think, that see all of this progression, the growth, and they're possibly scared. They may be scared of it.
I think that's exactly what it is. You know, the thing is,
But it's inevitable. Lobo, it's inevitable.
I know it's inevitable, but you know, you also got to take into account the way they feel. You know, they don't want their small town to become a big town. The problem is that we're 24 miles from downtown. Actually, we're about 20 miles from downtown. It's going to grow. There's no choice. You can't go any farther north. We're all the way to Oklahoma. We're all the way out east as far as you can go. We're all the way to Fort Worth. It has to go south. So there's going to be growth one way or another. And that's why, you know, you have to be prepared for the growth, but you need leadership that makes it responsible growth. But, you know, the thing is if you come in and you buy a property in this town, if you want to call it Midloville, you should be able to do that. It's your property. Call it what you want, you know. But you have to be respectful of other people. I do it to joke around. I love to joke around and poke fun at people, make them super mad, and then I laugh at them for being so mad. It's just the way I do. But
Well, you built a career on that.
yeah,
I mean,
but I would
the
never.
instigator.
I would never just deliberately disrespect a town.
And you never have.
Yeah.
And you love this town. We know you love this
Of
town because
course.
you're always talking about.
Well, you invested in this.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's not like I don't.
You did. You
know, it's not like I
invested.
go to Atlanta to do a TV show, and they say, "Where do you live?" And I go Midlo. I mean, I live in Midlo.
Midlothian,
Texas.
absolutely.
I mean, it's just, you know, honestly, if you love your
And they
city,
probably say, "Where's that?"
It's a cute nickname. You know, it's just call it that, and it is what it is. There's no reason to get angry about it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
especially
people get angry.
well, I'm violent too.
Violent.
They do.
Violent.
There's some mean
Violent.
women in this
Oh,
town.
man.
They some angry. Yeah, I think it's the rap music, bro.
Yeah,
I think
so.
it's the prevalent rap music in this place. It's got people angry.
So, man, I can tell you guys this much. I mean, we've done a lot of brainstorming about this podcast to really separate it from anything you've ever experienced. Yes, we will have politicians at some point. That's not what it's all about. Like I said, DV's got the politician interviews on lock here in Nellis County. I mean, not that we won't bring them in. Actually, the kind of guys that we're going to have on here, I mean, like I said, Lobo's going to reach out to us, to some people that he knows that may or may not be running for governor of the state of Texas to be on the show at a later date. And we'll get to that. But, you know, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about what you guys talk about. You know,
Jimmy's open.
is it?
Yeah, is Jimmy's
Is
open today?
Jimmy's
No,
open?
well, they were closed
This is why
yesterday, so they're open today.
Well, this needs to be a Facebook Live because Bobby needs to tell us if Jimmy's going to be.
Bobby D. How did Bobby D even become relevant to anything in this town?
I'm thinking he eats there every day, and that's how he knows. I mean, that's the only thing I can.
No, so what did Bobby, you know what Bobby D did? Let's just be honest about Bobby D for a second. And, you know, I've met Bobby D. You've actually, to be honest with you, you guys may not know this. Lobo has met Bobby D.
Oh,
Bobby D walked into the Lion's Den one
He's
night.
actually not, he's not
did
a
he
bad guy.
No, he's not.
I figured out Bobby D a long time ago.
But he walked
Bobby
in.
D got in on computers when computers first started, and the rest of us were out playing. And he's used to the chat rooms where you could say anything you wanted to, and it was fun to banter back and forth. And you could even take it to insults and everything else, and no one knows where you're at. You're in the chat room, and you're this and
Exactly.
that.
You had that
And that's what
curtain
he
over you.
does.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he's deliberately being a jackass. I think it comes off that way because I understand what he's doing. You know, just sometimes he seems to take it a little bit too far. But if you think about it, he'll argue with you all day.
Yeah.
He never gets violent.
he will.
He never gets violent. He never does, you know, things like that. You know,
He doesn't start pulling out the F word and
He's a
threatening people.
he's a shock job.
Yes.
Like he's kind of just a nerd. But
No,
he's a good dude.
Bobby's a nerd. He's a nerd. He's a good dude. If you put on Facebook, wow, it's a beautiful color of the sun today, he's going to reply with something
No, it's not.
derogatory, but
It's
you know,
polluted.
Right.
well,
that would be the
what-
smog.
you're an idiot.
Yeah.
What you're looking at is pollution.
But that's his game though, and you know that's good for him. If that's what he wants to do, then that's good. I mean, but you know, I mean, it doesn't. You can always step over the line a little bit. He has from time to time and stuff.
is
but
he
No,
a habitual line stepper?
No, he has.
he
I will
seems
tell
to
you.
be a
a habitual line stepper.
Yeah,
Listen, There's been times I've sat at my house watching Midlothian talk or 3.1 or 5.9 or what. I mean, there's so many of them now. These
Maybe
fake
just a niner. Like actually
Niner, Midlothian Niner. Niner. Why didn't we think of
I
that?
don't know, because you got to have a niner in there.
We did Siemens City Chatter to be different, but we could have been Niner.
I like
Niner.
the 49ers. So the whole Niner idea.
No, this is Cowboy
Are they still
territory.
a team?
What is that
It's still a
tattooed
team.
on your hand?
You know, it's
Dude, you
it's
have to
the-
Are they in the NFL
That's
or
America's team.
You have to be passionate enough about a team to put it on.
who
your
is their
body
third
forever.
baseman?
How do you feel about Colin Kaepernick?
Oh no! Why?
I mean, that was kind of
Damn,
a
John.
dark
Let's just
side.
jump,
of the
hey, let's
49ers,
just jump
wasn't it?
right into it. Why don't we talk about critical race theory and everything else that's
well,
going on
you
in the
know,
school district?
Well, you do realize he's from San Francisco.
Yeah,
So that's football team, yes, but it's his hometown.
yeah.
It would be like me having a 505 on me. You know, that's where I'm from.
It was the team, the first football team. When I got to California from New York, they
Montana.
had basically Montana, and you either chose the Raiders or you chose the Niners. I wasn't going to be no Raider fan.
So did you get mad when the Cowboys signed Deion Sanders and Charles Haley and we?
Oh, I was a hater. Oh yeah, I was
So
a hater.
so let me ask you this: you hate the Cowboys. You have to. You cannot be a 49ers fan and love the Cowboys.
It's been too long. I was there, and there was a time, and I always love watching
Because
Cowboys. lose.
Lobo hates the Cowboys. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is with Lobo
I
here.
have 31 favorite teams.
I love.
Lobo.
And Cowboys are not one of them.
No, I know he
One
hates them.
last, so yes.
Listen. I've spent the last 3 football seasons friends with Lobo, and it's a disaster. He spends every Sunday just trashing the Cowboys, heckling the Cowboys.
They
Well, they
trash
do it to
themselves,
themselves, yeah.
and I just call it out.
Yeah. But didn't you used to work for the Cowboys or
No,
something?
they wanted me to. I didn't.
So
Well, I don't really like football. My sport, my
hockey.
chosen sport
Hockey.
is hockey. I'm
Yeah.
a Dallas Stars fan to the bone. I got season tickets,
And you did say you
and
were going to have them.
yes, we're gonna have some parties there.
Yeah.
Yes, the Jack Daniels room. I love
Do they let
the Dallas
people
Stars.
of color go to watch honky?
They do.
Because I
They
call
do.
it honky. Because when I went, everybody was like pasty white.
Very,
No.
very white.
No.
Yes,
hey, we had
like they looked like the ice was in the
we
stands.
had
It was
this
so
one.
great.
We had a.
Yeah, I love seeing.
What about Trevor Daly? Come on,
Yeah. Who's Trevor Daly?
Who's
played for the Dallas Stars.
his mom? Know him?
Did he really? How long?
And he was the third black guy in the league.
Trevor Daly. I don't remember him.
Come on now. I mean, you're gonna make me
Apparently
Google
you're not
this.
much of a
You
fan.
gotta Google.
Trevor Daly.
You gotta Google.
Let's see. Was his name Trevor Daly? It was Daly.
No.
It was a
Trevor
daily. It was daily something. I'm telling you, his mom knows who he is. That's
His
that's
mom,
it.
yeah.
His mom.
But I don't remember Trevor Daly.
Maybe not his dad.
Did I
don't
tell
know.
you how awesome it was the other week that Opoka showed up before I
Yeah,
left
there he
town?
is. Trevor
Boca.
Daly. Dallas Stars.
What year?
Well, dude, he played
He was
for.
assistant captain.
Yes, he was.
Man, I've had too
He
much
played
drink.
with Morrow and everybody else.
Oh, that's okay. That was a while back.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking
of course,
about.
there's his
yeah.
family.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he played. He was there when they won the cup.
Well, I don't think he.
Yeah.
I mean, he,
But that was '99.
no, that was not 90.
Wasn't it?
Bro, that was like 2006, 2007, 8, 9, 10. Trevor Daly, he's been in the league for a long time. Let me Wikipedia him.
Okay. Well,
Well,
anyway.
there's too much on that guy. Way too much.
But
His mom.
Did I
does.
show you this where I was hanging out with Craig Ludwig right
That's
after
Craig Ludwig.
Yeah,
Here,
right
let me
after
listen to the camera.
Opoka left.
So,
He
yeah.
literally
So,
to see me the day.
Hang on. Let me get a close up on that.
yeah. So,
Here,
so
y'all sit there.
So here's what happens. John Opolka loves hockey so much, and Lobo. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I'm not gonna tell you where he lives because that's the last thing he needs is people to know exactly where he lives. But actually, I live down the street from Lobo, and on Sunday mornings, my wife will tell you. My wife Karen, most of y'all know her. Anyways, she'll tell you about 10:35 is about the exact time. 10:35. If you're laying in my bed my bedroom is facing Joe Wilson Road where I live, and at
I thought you were going to
10:35.
say your bedroom is facing Lobo.
No,
that would have
no,
been weird.
I
bro.
would not do that.
It is LGBTQ
But- so-
something.
so-
Hey,
my-
spoons in with
So
it.
every Sunday morning when the weather's nice at 10:35, I swear to God, you will hear whom whom going past my house. Well, that's Lobo on his Harley
Saying hi.
saying hi.
You know, I'm a bit upset because I've been wanting to go ride with you for a while. And do I ever get that phone call? Say,
Well,
hey, dude, I'm fixing
I'm
to
waiting.
fire.
Well,
up.
I always
Let's go.
say Lobo's headed to
We're going
Strokers.
to
He's headed
Strokers.
to
Let's
Strokers.
go. And I never get that call.
I'm waiting until you get the training wheels off. I don't want you to get injured or anything like that.
Please.
But you can get into third gear. You know, that's going to help.
Bro,
Dude, have you seen the motor on my bike?
John Opoka's got a
Come on.
150 horsepower to.
Because you can
I got
build it doesn't
150
mean you
wheels
can
to
ride
ride.
them.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a bike in Midlothian that can outrun John Opoka's.
I guarantee you there is not another Harley in Midlothian that is as fast as mine.
Well, I haven't had my
Not.
Harley in.
And if there is, you guys holler at me on Facebook and we'll line them up.
What?
Yep.
Well, I'm just saying, I believe that to be true only because I don't even know. I mean, most brand new Harleys are 117, right?
Well, I gotta kind of clarify this. This is probably the fastest bagger that around. I mean, there's not much out there. I mean, I know there's some guys out there that run the drag, but I got a 124 that is a major pavement stomper, so it'll move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I don't know anything about what you said, but I did own a
Do
Harley.
you ride motorcycles?
I did own a Harley, and then I got acquainted with a pole.
Well,
off
you
of
think
a-
from being from California, you'd been connected with some sort of MC or something.
Well, no, I decided to leave the MCs alone, but I definitely got acquainted with a pole. And after that, I did a little trip just to get that out of my memory and sold my bike.
Hey, I got the perfect bike for you. I just bought a brand new 2021 Honda Monkey 125.
Oh,
Dude, this is the coolest little bike. It's
are you talking about those little things you be riding?
Yeah, you know the little
it's
thing.
nothing but miles for miles and smiles.
So
That's
you-
all you miles and smiles.
So
I have more fun on this little bike than you can have on any big bike.
Yeah, but I got a lot of
So-
ass, and that would be a lot. on
Dude,
that
it
motorcycle.
does 60 miles an hour on a little 125.
So let's
I roll up to town and I just have a blast, and all I have is the cops wave at me.
Hey, bro.
The people are thumbs up, and people are laughing at me because I have this big dorky helmet on, but I don't care. The dorkier I look, the cooler it is.
So let's get down to business real quick. I mean, because we're not going to drag this out. Just a little bit about us, and let's talk about just real quick the Midlothian social media pages. I mean, we all have our nemesis, okay? We all have our nemesis. DV. Now, you run kind of more of a subtle personality online because you run your show. Who is your nemesis on Facebook? If you were to say you have a nemesis, somebody that is just on your ass every post, or somebody that you're on their ass every post, who is your nemesis on social media?
So I'm gonna be boring on this one because I really don't have one. But if I want to get into
And that's why I started with you.
Yeah, if I wanted to get into an intellectual argument, Elmer Hurst. Elmer Hurst. He can. Elmer Hurst can. He can. If I drop something and I'm wrong, he'll correct me.
So where is it? What's Elmer's story? Because I've heard his rhetoric a time or two. Is he? I think he's a conservative.
Elmer's a thinker, and that's kind of
What is Elmer?
I can't tell you because I don't
know
know
John?
him personally. Do you know Elmer?
I don't. I see him all the time.
Yeah, he's on there. So
Yeah.
John, who's your nemesis?
Everyone on Midlothian, every Karen on Midlothian talk. Every
But
Karen.
if you had one to
can I see
pick,
the manager?
Exactly. You know, I hate stupid questions.
who do you seem to just argue with?
There's somebody.
Tiffany, I'm sorry. I love you. But sometimes the shit that you post is just, I just want to say, what are you thinking? That's all I'm gonna say.
She's good people.
Tiffany's
is.
no,
She
Tiffany.
is.
Tiffany's good people, but
Sometimes the
damn.
stuff she puts on there, I'm just gonna go, come on. But
Lobo,
you know,
what do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't mean to trap you in this because I know you and Tiffany have had some knockdown dragouts, bro. I mean, you really have.
well, but I mean that again. That was during
The election,
during the election. I mean, personally, I don't have any problem with anybody in this town.
and we know that.
But you know, politics. Politics here seem to be run a lot like the student council when we were in high school.
Oh boy.
And, you know, people who are unqualified to do the job are going to tell everybody that they know how to do it better. And it turns into a popularity contest, and then it turns into a bickering contest, and so forth and so forth. And, you know, it got to the point where it was just too much to take, and I had to speak up about it. But, you know, again, personally, I don't really have anything against anybody in this town. It's,
Much less Tiffany.
yeah, I mean, well, it's just like Bobby D. I mean, people just are who they are. And people like Tiffany, people like Bobby, they're people that need to feel important, so they need to be in the spotlight so that they can feel important. So they're going to come out, they're going to do something that everybody's going to be in the middle of because it feeds their ego because they're missing that part. And it's just like
Yeah.
a self-esteem type thing or something. And, you know, to me, it's like, I don't need to do that, you know. My ego is plenty fine.
No.
Probably too good.
That's where I'm
You
at.
don't have an ego, do you?
I try not to.
I mean, that's the same way where I'm at.
Well, when I was out in Atlanta, I was hanging out at a place called Taco Mac, and it's like a Buffalo Wild Wings type thing. It's real big out there. Great wings, by the way, if you ever go to Atlanta. And, you know, we're sitting down, and like everybody was just together, you know, and it didn't matter whether you were gay, black, straight, Chinese, whatever. Everybody was there, and everybody was talking at the bar. It was almost like being at like Cheers or something like that. You know, everybody was just friendly, talking to each other and stuff. And on the third day, they finally got around to asking me what I was there for, and I told them, and they were like, "Well, wow, you're just like such a normal person." I'm like, I am a normal person. I just have a job where I'm on TV.
Yeah, which is crazy because I met you as a normal person before I ever knew what you did for a living.
Yeah,
like literally.
I didn't even know I could Google myself.
Like what's
until
funny
you
is
told me.
my mother-in-law Shelly. I think you remember this story. You met her. You and your wife Raquel had met her, and my wife and my in-laws just as people, and we had been friends for we'd known each other for 6-8 months, and then all of a sudden my wife gets a text message, "Hey, is Lobo on Queen of the South?" And it's like, well, yeah, you didn't know that? Had no idea. But I mean, that's because you don't go around telling people, "Hey, I'm an actor."
Well, I mean, it's
I am an actor.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound weird to just go around and say, "Hi, I'm an actor. I'm important." You know,
Yes.
you know. It's just a job like any other job. It's cool to see yourself on TV, but it is actually work. It's a lot of work, and it's not.
Actually, you were out of work.
It's not always. I was out of work for a long time because of COVID and everything else, and you've got your residuals and stuff that carry you through and stuff.
I mean,
like
that's
that.
nice. I mean,
Luckily,
but
I got a sugar mama. I'm a trophy husband. That helps.
You know, I got a funny story. So I breed French bulldogs, okay? So I had a litter of puppies in there, and when you have French bulldog puppies, you have to stay with them 24 hours a day for the first 4 weeks. So we sleep on an inflatable mattress next to the whelping pen. So I get a lot of TV viewing time. So I'm sitting there I just kind of dozed off, and then I woke up, and then there's Lobo, and I see his head exploding. I went, I know that guy. I mean, it was like wow, it was cool. So, and I've known you for a while, but I've never seen you
yeah, it's funny
in that role. But then I went, oh my God, that's my buddy. Yeah.
like that's our friend. That's our friend.
And they killed him. I got pissed off at the guy that shot you.
But most people are like, "Hey, I'd like. What's your name? I'm an actor. I'm this, that, and the other." So we like literally we met you as just we didn't know what the hell you did.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we just knew this is a guy who's been coming to the local establishments, whether it be Beef O'Brady's, Brandon Burger, the Oasis, or the Ellis County Barbecue here in town, and enjoying himself for happy hour, this, that, and the other. And then boom.
I just thought you sold tacos.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have a little cart, like a paletas cart that I
Sweet.
We do need one of those.
They're white
in
boy tacos.
downtown.
They're like Taco Bell though.
We need one of those in Midlo. Walking up and down the street with the cart.
What do y'all think about? I mean,
that guy out of town. So
Yeah, it would get bad, bro. There would be resolution.
I drive by the guy standing out by the post office every day, and I go, I can't believe all the Karens haven't lost their minds. You know, these illegals. Which we don't
Dude,
even know if they are.
Oh, the
They're just
earning
guys who
tree?
can work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
it's like that, they would have run that guy out of town.
so my dream, I'm touching the mic. I'm just trying to get this right. So back to the nemesis. I think if I could have anything, I want to sit face to face with Tim Wilkins and do a spelling bee.
What?
What, Tim?
Tim Wilkins.
Yeah, me and Tim Wilkins, one-on-one spelling bee.
What?
I-
Midlothian's
you know,
first annual spelling bee.
With
Yes.
Tim Wilkins and
But I
Rob
don't know if
Flower.
you can
Rob
beat it. I've seen your
LaFleur.
spelling too, man.
I don't care if I win or not.
Hey, it's actually, yeah, it's tough.
Well, you know, they've been relatively silent.
Yeah,
lately.
where they
Both of
been?
them, like, I don't know. I mean, ever
The
since
election's
the election, it was just like boom.
Well,
gone.
true. I mean, the
We're probably
election's over.
conjuring them up right
But that
now.
doesn't mean their civic duty stops.
No, I mean they're passionate about what they feel in the community, and I give them that.
And I'm
Whether
not.
we agree with it or
listen,
not,
Listen, I'm not going to
it's,
sit
you know,
here, dude.
Well, that's why. That's
I
why
gotta
they
be
have
honest with you.
elections. I mean,
I-
that's why they have
dude,
elections.
Everybody has a
Actually,
voice.
I love Tim. I love Tiffany to that extent. I've had lunch with them all. I mean, we've. I still talk to Tiffany day in and day out. I mean, I know the election's over, and that was a very emotional thing for a lot of people, and there was issues that went along with that. But at the end of the day, as a city, you know, the city spoke, and the city elected who they were going to elect, and I mean, that's done. It has no bearing on the next election or the next election or the next election or the next election. I mean,
Well, I've been covering these elections, and I got to tell you that they definitely get interesting, the behind the scenes stuff. But I mean, it's
the city council's nothing compared to school board.
I'll tell you right now,
Yeah,
you
that's a
got
hotbed of controversy right there.
School board is Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier.
It's
Boy,
still vote, even though it's over.
I mean, it's bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's
still
even
there.
even today, what's the lady's name that she posted something today?
Symphony?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was on Midlothian Conservatives about the CRT versus the and I don't even know what all this means, but
The SEL, I think.
SEL,
is
that's what it was.
And I don't-
Did you read it?
I know, but I don't. I kind of did, but I kind of got lost because I didn't know what the SEL was.
Here, let me pull it
So
up.
I've
I've
really
actually
got to
read-
kind of look it up and see what's happening.
I'm gonna
there.
pull it up
I've
real quick.
actually read through the SEL stuff, and it sounds almost like corporate training.
Yeah.
I mean, it all sounds good. You know, I had to take all those tests and stuff before I went out to work this time because of the Me Too movement and all the other things, and you had to go through all these classes and stuff. And it was a lot kind of the same from what I read. But the problem is, you know, we're taking elementary kids and we're roughly shaping their minds on how they think and feel. That's not really the school's job. That's really the parents' job, and kind of just all of society's job. But you know, I think that most parents, when they send their kid to school, they want math.
Okay,
reading,
grab me a pair
writing.
of readers. There's readers here somewhere.
Hang on, I'll get them. I'll get them.
Okay, so I think I can do this. So, Kay and Monica, and I know everybody's changed their names because they're worried about targeting, I guess. It started with the whole South Lake deal. Black Lives Matter. They feel like, I mean, I don't know this to be true. I've never been targeted, so I'm not going to, I can't say this, but the reason for changing names to an initial and so forth is because BLM or Antifa groups have like threatened people, so they've changed their handles on Facebook. But so Kay and Monica post. She says, "I'm curious how this individual, as an MISD parent, nothing more, nothing less, the same as you or I, has the knowledge or authority to speak what is truly being taught in the classroom, or what content is included in the SEL training our teachers are receiving. as a parent, not only a school board, okay, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. As a parent, not a school board member, not a district employee, how can an individual feel comfortable speaking to what will be taught in MISD in the future? And to say this is silly is a tactic to invalidate the very real concern of the dangers embedded in SEL, tech, NS, and CRT. So she's referring to, and you're right, it was Symphony Parson Lowe who actually ran against our buddy Eduardo Gonzalez, who won that election, as a matter of fact.
Now, I do know that she is involved still, even though she's not.
She wasn't elected, though.
No, but she's been on committees and different things for the school board. So I mean, she still goes to all the school board meetings and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Oh, okay. So
But
she's
may
a
know-
committee. She's a committee.
Yeah, she may know some of this stuff. So I mean, I'm not going to say she does or doesn't know.
Well, her comment was, I've had so many conversations around this topic lately. When I saw this graphic, I had to post it. I'd never heard of CRT until I was on the campaign trail and my phone was blowing up.
I don't
while,
believe that at all.
Yeah. My phone was
Everybody's
blowing up
believe
while I was sitting in church trying to praise on, parentheses, shout out to Stonegate. People are eagerly awaiting my response. So she's saying everybody's awaiting her response. And her response is, neighbors, this is not being taught in our schools. It is not going to be taught in our schools. SEL is not another way of teaching CRT. This is silly, in all caps. Enjoy your summer, friends. Please do not spend time worrying about something that's not going to happen. Have fun with your friends and family knowing this ain't happening. Screenshot.
Ain't.
I know this ain't a thing. And share. I don't know.
Well,
And then there's this screenshot that says, no one is teaching critical race series in K through 12. Nobody.
Nothing more than a smoke screen.
Yeah.
You don't see what you're seeing,
Right.
you know, and
So
it's already
tell me about this, DB. I mean, this is our show. This isn't Ellis County Talk.
well, you know, I don't, as far as CRT and stuff, what I've learned when it comes to these things are names are flexible. They change. And just because something is, and that's kind of the argument that's been, well, CRT is not being taught. Okay, well, you can call it different things, but it still is what it is.
Yes.
So that's kind of what's happening. It's not called critical race theory, but it might have another name. And there are people who spend more time on this. I just know on the fund, because I like to run on foundation.
Right.
I like
that.
to run on foundation. So fundamentally, schools for English, math, science, and school, you know, sports. But the duty of creating a good person, a person that is God-fearing, that loves people, that is kind, that is not racist, that duty falls on the parent. That does not fall on the state to do that. When we start deciding, when the state starts deciding what's good and bad and how they're going to teach, then you have a problem. You get a society that's, you know, indoctrinated, and you see it every day, how people get canceled and you know, they say one wrong word and their life is over. And so yeah, I don't fundamentally I don't agree with that. And you know, kind of a crazy way.
Right.
I actually played Martin Luther King at PS 65 in New York.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
My brother went to PS 125.
So I played Martin Luther King. And,
PlayStation?
no,
Public school.
public school. Yeah, PS 65.
It's all PSP, public school.
public
and then a
school, yeah,
number.
they're
It's like,
pretty
man, if you're up
simple.
to 65, I can't afford it.
Yeah, pretty right. Yeah, yeah. So
Has it been released?
what I think about that is that, you know, I saw all through my life, I was told that you need to judge somebody by the content of their character.
Right.
Yes.
And then it became about race. And now I'm a multi-ethnic dude, man. My ancestry is all over the place. I'm Heights 57. I'm Puerto Rican, so I got all kinds of things going on. And yes, I do have African blood. And I can't see somebody recognizing me solely on my color and my ethnicity, because I'm so much more than that.
Right.
And I don't judge. Look, man, I don't look at white people and say, oh, they're the enemy, or you should feel sorry about something your ancestors did. That's just wrong. I don't know. I just got on my soapbox. I'm sorry.
You should.
No, you're
you
good.
should be able to look at a person in the eyes and see a human.
Yes.
Nothing else should matter. I mean, our parties at our house, our family, it's like the United Nations. You never know what's gonna be there, and if we love you, we love you, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
That's what it's really all
I mean,
about.
we all breathe and we all bleed.
Absolutely.
So
A little bit of variety tonight of what you can expect from this podcast. Like I said, just bear with us. We wanted to get you guys some content out because I know we've been posting pictures here in the Fantasy Factory. We've been posting pictures of John, Lobo, myself, DV, and
I didn't post any pictures of me.
you know,
well, you were out of
yeah.
town. There's pictures
That's
now.
inexcusable.
Yeah, we had a bit of a delay. We
Hold on, we're gonna take a selfie. If you guys out there in Midlothian land
Right.
want to Midlothian, I don't want to.
You said Midlo. Oh my God.
gosh.
I want to be your manager.
So we had
This is a selfie with Lobo.
all right. So let me talk for a second.
Boom.
Let me talk.
Talk, John.
All right, so we had the first episode filmed, and he is a guest that everyone's going to know, everyone has talked about, everyone will talk about. He's,
Should we tell him?
No, we're going to keep it a surprise. But you know, he was loved and he was hated, and we gave him a forum to talk, and
I love that.
and that's what this is all about. And well, we had some problems with the audio. It was way too boomy. We couldn't understand it. We tried to work through it.
Daddy Opoka bought some new equipment.
We had some equipment issues, but a lot of it wasn't compatible with the software we're using. So we've upgraded everything. We spent a lot of money to get this up and going, and I think we're there. So this is kind of our test run, and we're going to refilm the original episode at the end of the week, and we're going to get it up as soon as we can. The DV is going to roll through it and do the editing, and we're going to work his magic, and then it's going to happen.
Absolutely. Man, I just want to say one thing with this first episode. I want to send a shout out to a woman out there in Midlothian that's really charging the march for change. Her name's Brenda Leonard. She goes on Facebook by Brenda. Again, that is because she's had to change her name to deviate from any retaliation.
And
but
they told everybody.
You just
yeah,
outed her.
you know, I mean,
outed her.
do you got her back, Lobo?
God,
I mean, jeez.
bro, if she was in
Then
with
I'll
that
get
program, she'd be dead. You just gave her up.
She's not going to be dead.
Stitches get stitches,
Brenda.
bro.
Dude, you just
Listen,
Can't
she's
keep a
out there.
secret.
She's
Sorry,
out there
Brenda.
fighting. She's fighting. She's
Poor
fighting
Brenda.
for our kids. She's
sorry,
fighting
Brenda.
for our
We got your
community. She's the one who's put out those shirts that say human race and respect. You know, you'll see John Opoka wearing them, myself wearing them. I mean, we need to get more to the community. So if you want one of those human race respect shirts, get with Brenda Leonard. I'd feel remiss if I didn't talk about her just because she's out there doing something.
Speaking of shirts, do you see my shirt today?
Let me see. What does it say?
What does it say?
It says, "Don't be a Richard Cranium." That means don't be a dickhead.
There you go. You know how many times I've walked into convenience stores and they look at my shirt and they go, "Is that Richard Cranium? Is that the guy that's on that drug show? What's that?
No,
Breaking
that means
Bad?"
don't be a dickhead.
There, you got it. There, you have just been informed.
All right, Midlothian, we love you.
We're here to educate,
We're here to educate you, and we're here to
entertain.
By
trying to
all
be
means, wait for our first episode. Like I said, we've got a guest that's going to just blow your mind and a format that I think is just going to be transcending.
So thank you for spending 50 minutes with us. We appreciate it. We're honored. We're blessed. And if
We love
have
you.
any-
Kiss
have
our
any
ass,
comments,
whatever.
let us know. We're here. We're here to listen.
peace.
Later.
We're